Hello everyone and welcome back to the Ironside cast with me, Matt, where we feel free on a modded map called the Warsaw Outskirts for company appearance to Realism. It seems to remind me a little bit of Golden Fields. Might have used that as a template. Anyway, let's go for the players. We'll start with the Germans. We have Crystal Fire as the WaffenSS without a commander. We have Maverick as the WaffenSS without a commander. And finally, we have Jameson 927 as the Wehrmacht, also without a commander. Representing the allies today, or the Soviets rather, we have Mthis, without a commander. We have Adham 4, straight up the gate with Tank Destroyer. And finally, we have Delta, straight up the gate with Rifle. Ooh, this should be interesting. So I assume we have here the outskirts of Warsaw on the eastern front, and the Soviets are pushing through Poland pretty fast and are now approaching Warsaw and the area around Warsaw. Then the Germans are setting up a blocking detachment here to delay them before probably the Warsaw massacre begins in the ghettos. Oh, just in the rest of Warsaw in general. Ugh, horrible stuff. Guys, this is at the front lines outside of Warsaw, so we'll see how this goes. If they'll succeed in this action or not. But the Sabbaths are gonna be engaging with the Pioneers here. I think the Pioneers might have trouble because there's also conscripts on the side. I can get some cheeky shots in through the foliage here. And down here the Soviets have to pull a bit back as the Storm Pioneers are pushing up. Double Storm Pioneers here for Crystal Fire. And a Panzer behind it. Very intriguing. Molotov being tossed out here by the conscripts. Doing a fair amount of damage to that Storm Pioneer out in the open. That's the power of vodka. They use the vodka ability here, which makes them a little bit more survivable, but not as good as aiming. After that, a good bit of damage there, though. That'll delay that Storm Pioneer from getting back. And the Soviets have to push up through the center here, too, where the 9th SS are now pushing up. I believe 9th is the Mechanisierte. Yes, it is. And getting a lot of 9th SS Grenadiers now to hold up the front line. So the Waffen-SS is pushing up everyone they have. Most Grenadiers from the Wehrmacht are holding the flank against the Rifle Regiment of the Soviets, or Rifle Division. And also the Comanches here the southern flank for either player. But the Germans could overrun here. We have Pontoviki and everything arriving here for the Soviets, so much better infantry. But the 9th SS are now showing up to hold the line. We have a Maxim machine gun coming up here. For 2 of the Soviet players. The Soviets are still threatening up here with more conscripts and including a Pontoviki with a marksman rifle. Let's see how that turns out for them. Digging in here with the Sabbaths. Lots of 9th SS. They are cheap, so you can definitely have a cheaper front line here. And as long as they're behind heavy cover, they should do pretty fine. But the Soviets are able to push up over here. Storm Pioneers are slowly being pushed back inch by inch. But we do have an MT-34 coming up here. And the Panzerbüchse are also taking shots. But the Soviets have managed to get the munitions point. 9th SS is still holding on. Maxim's trying to get into a position though. Start laying down suppressive fire, but we do an MT-34 coming up as well. But the Soviets probably need to make a move. They know there's an MT-34 sitting up over there now. They managed to suppress. If they could get that other conscript to flank, they could probably have done a lot of damage there. But the Maxim is currently doing its job. MT-34 had to sit up doing suppression. It's not really working out for it. But the Soviets are still fighting over here with long-range engagements. We have another MT-34 running here for the Wehrmacht. As well as a Granatenwerfer, a mortar. Both HQ also running here for one of the Waffen-SS. We have double Maxim now for the Soviets in the center. Laying down a lot of machine gun fire. Pinning down the MT-34. Maxims are fairly cheap machine gun-wise, so you can definitely field them a lot easier. I feel the Waffen-SS might want to consider pulling back. As the machine gun fire just keeps ripping into the Germans. Now down here the fighting also continues. The Waffen-SS is in retreat. But some Sturmpaniers moving up to hold the line. Also is pushing up as well. Man, the Max is just ripping into the Germans. And the 4, however, holding up here. Also some Grenadiers and the Granatwerfer for support. We do also have a half-track arriving here for the Mechanist Theater with an MG42 on top. And an MG34 arriving down here. That might not last for long. Great assault going on in the Maxim, very good. Only pinning it. Lots of Maxims still pulling up here. Maxims are fairly mobile because of their wheels. I can take some shots. And gets decrewed. But now with the half-track, the Maxim's gonna have trouble. But I don't think the Maxims can actually penetrate the front of this half-track. Might be too armored. That's where the Dushka would come in handy. Or the tank on the team, which is quickly arriving with their PTRS. A semi-automatic 55 caliber anti-tank rifle, I believe. Soviet mortars are hitting the German lines hard. Now a good variety of weapons being used today. Sturmpaniers are being suppressed on their move. Axel can just shoot them too freely. See, still no command chest down here, I think. Yep, still no command chest from either player at the bottom. We'll need to see what they pick at some point. The Wehrmacht's not picked anything either. And so many shots being fired into this little village. After this, they're doing their best to try and keep their heads low, but there's just so many bullets whistling their way, hitting them now and then. If the mortars now start shelling that part of the town, and it looks like they will. Because they're aiming around here. Want to destroy that building. One Maxim played out though. And the half-tracks now pushing. Soviets are not prepared to deal with mobile infantry. There is a Dushka inside the bunker there, but it's being decrewed pretty quick. Axel remains down here, but it's being overrun. The SS are pushing forwards. Half-track is doing a lot of work here for the Waffen-SS. We do have some anti-tank guards on the field. See if they can do anything. Maybe up here we have a 2-2 for the Wehrmacht. So they're trying to push back against the Soviets. Some armor-piercing bullets there from the Maxim, not doing that much. Especially long range. Doing a little bit of damage though. We have more surge behind to head southwards. Mortars are opening fire. Looks like they are on counter barrage studio, or at least one of them is. Probably realized the German mortar is doing something. Oh, the Wehrmacht mortar over here, that makes sense, because this Wehrmacht mortar is in counter barrage. Ooh. And yeah, like, it's a team game. You are allowed to support your teammates. That's entirely a viable thing in Company of Heroes. Like, don't complain about it. 2034 setting up. Garth is trying to do the best there with their PTRS, I think. Huh. But not really working well against the MT-34, but they have forced up to run off, so they might be doing something right. Antaviki also setting up here. 4 HQ has been established by the Rifle Division. It's going to allow the Soviets to keep their presence a little bit more held. Looks like the Waffen-SS is trying to dig in down here. Looks like Crystal Fire's gone for first SS, so we have the Panzer Division already calling in the first SS Panzer Grenadiers. Already being equipped with full STGs. We have a Comanches here for Arthurs, not yet. But they now probably realize they're fighting Panzer once they see the Leibstandarte, the guys with the key here. Wehrmacht kommt for Ostdivision. It's actually a good choice to counter rifle, I think, to get numbers against numbers and just dig in hard. Ostdivision is the best at digging in, I believe. And mortar shells are raining down. Oh, very close to killing that SS mortar. Now my mortar's trying to fire back. We do have a Valentine tank arriving here for the Soviets. Then leads from the British Commonwealth. The Leibstandarte now revealed themselves. So we'll see if Arthur's picked something soon. Sturmheim is trying to advance. But there's no cover here. It's negative cover on this road. Looks like the Soviets are getting a T-34 down here. And after the Grenadiers are doing their best, but they're being pinned. The Soviets slowly advance upwards. So the 2 is laying down a lot of suppressive fire up here. There's a tank hunter on it, but at this range the PTS is having issues penetrating. Never mind, that shot penetrated and almost destroyed it. That's why you need to upgrade Radpanzer. Radpanzer is kind of essential, I think, because it gives it 50% increased armor, I believe. Which really helps. Good shot there with a high explosive, almost destroying the precision of the MG. But the Soviets are lacking in infantry to advance. The guards go down. Panzer is trying to advance. Oh, that's suicidal moving through the smoke like that. There's too many Soviets nearby. T-34 preparing to advance down here. There's a Panzerjäger, but they're trying to move up through the open, which is not a good idea. We have a Pack 40 moving around. Lots of machine guns though still up here and waiting. Pack takes a shot, doesn't penetrate. Now the T-34, no, that's a Pack. Can take out the machine gun team. And practically succeeds in that. Pack tries to take another shot. Loading APCR. Got a penetration. Another penetration. That T-34 has to back off. Do we have command charge yet? Yes, we do. It's motor, I think. Oh, it's Shock. Never mind. So that could be useful. Shock is certainly a pretty good commander. Kapitan here, holding in some kind of artillery strike on the German positions near the town. There's some mortar. Preliminary border barrage. So Soviets are still trying to find an opening to get in. More T-34s are being prepared. They're being repaired thanks to this field maintenance bay, I think, which just repairs all vehicles nearby. The Soviet mortars keep having a firefight with the German mortars. Well, it looks like the German mortars have mostly lost it. The CIS guns also been used as artillery pieces every now and then, which is good. That's something you want to do. But it's surprisingly useful to have the basic anti-tank gun also serve as an artillery piece. Looks like the Ostdivision is holding on up here pretty well. Using the 2-2 for very good support. And we also have the 25 Panzer Grenadiers here. With the Panzer Strike and Scope Sturmgewehrs. So the Knife is moving into the center of the town. But the Maxims are quickly persuading them to not do that. Shock Troopers on the field, and looks like the T-54s are relocating. Looks like they plan to punch through somewhere else. Looks like they might push through the town. There's a Pack 40 though waiting. They're doing a high explosive round. Is that a smoke round? Oh, it is high explosive. It looks like they're preparing to move into the town here. But as they do that, the Germans are assaulting down here. Realizing that they have the chance to advance. The shock troopers are being relocated. The T-54s are circling around. Now they're dealing with MP40Is, which actually can do a lot of damage. Mostly because they can keep firing, but the shock troopers are just too much with their double DPMs. Good shot there from the Pack again. Getting a good shot on the T-44, but now it's out in the open and vulnerable. And that's going to be decrewed probably. Oh, managed to get around the bush, but then lost to the last guy. But now the T-54s can get into position. And well, up here, the Rifle Division is still having a long firefight with the Hauptmann of those division on the field. Leading the troops personally. T-54 advances. The gunner is gone here from the bunker. That's a stolen Maxim. Huh. Yeah, if they can take out... Yeah, the gunner's gone. They can't keep advancing. There's nothing here to stop them. And I think the Mthis is realizing it. The Soviets have a way to just break through. Laying out that mortar. So Jameson does not like the fact that the Valentine is supporting the north. And the Germans now relocating troops to help support the southern flank. To help cover up the defense. So they succeeded.
We have lost one of our armored vehicles.
One T-54 still remains.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
Mthis keeps moving around using their MT-34s and rifle grenades. But they're on fire wherever they can.
Enemy movement! On the flank! Yes, comrade.
And the Soviets need to find a way to push through somewhere, but they are getting an Su-85 by the looks of it. T-54 advancing again. The Mthis has 2 leg AT equipment apart from a Panzerknacker, so they have to get very close. Packs attack teaming the T-44. Forcing it back.
Officer is awaiting orders.
The shock troopers are ready to fight again. But the MT-34 is prepared. Down the open, it will suppress them. They are doing the Forstalin ability though, but they might actually win out because of it. Yep, that's the shock troopers. They're capable of doing that.
34 ready for combat.
Even pinning down the MT-34 and then killing it. And yes, shock troopers have the Forstalin ability, which allows them to break suppression. Like, shock troopers are really expensive, but really damn good. I think they're the most expensive basic infantry in the game, actually. Like, I do believe shock troopers are the most expensive. Like, I believe they're like 400 a piece, which is pretty damn costly for a base frontline infantry squad. But they're definitely worth it if you can afford them. Before it's ready to move again, Pax needs to turn around. Why are people complaining? K1 pushing up. Hand-straight is present though. Getting a good shot then, the KV1 forcing it back. Perhaps getting an MG42 would be better, because the MG44 just doesn't have enough firepower to kill the shock troopers even when they're engaging them. Unless they're behind heavy cover, but they were not behind heavy cover, they were out in the open. Which probably would allow the shock troopers to win that engagement so easily. People also advancing. Artillery strike has been called in by the Untersturmführer. Now the shock troopers are being mowed down there, they have no cover. This would also help that they got an MG42 here on the Panzer. Yes, that's probably what allowed them to mow down these shock troopers so easily. But they have to deal with these T-34s. Or should survive. These ones are fully equipped with PPSHs. See, the Soviets are still trying to push across the most of the front. We have an initiative 5 up there. But it's down here most of the action is happening at the moment. Germans do not have a lot of stuff here at the moment. The Soviets just keep advancing. They probably need some more support from the central flank. Good grenades out there on the shock troopers. It looks like the 9th is preparing to flank. Lots of action going on now. Mthis to pull back again, but it did save the other Mthis from holding. Oh, save them from collapsing, rather. But they're down to very few infantry squads, and the T-34 still remain a threat. Handswork missed. That 40 HQ is going to go down. More T-34s are arriving. It's a cheap and reliable tank. It can get the work done. Or job done, rather. Panzer IVs are now arriving for the Ostdivision, though. They do have the stock up already up here. But they're kind of just digging in and holding. And 9th says probably he needs to send some troops to support the south again. This is not looking good here for the 1st SS. They hit in front and then destroyed the gun. That's an intriguing thing to happen. The more Panzerjägers are running from the north, alongside the 25th. 25th are pretty damn good at what they do. Okay, now one T-34 there. Manages to get one pack back and trying to pull it back to safety. The T-34s remain around and being a threat. We do have a Panzer going to be arriving soon. Not sure why the pack is not firing. They probably need to fix that. The fact that it's not really firing much. Might be a bug. Also, the soldiers are preparing to threaten the central flank again, or front again with strikes. Looks like some Panzer man to get close to the bunker. Trying to Molotov, but that won't do anything to it. It's a concrete bunker. Hands for H is now down here to support. Now here's one flaw, well not be a flaw, but disadvantage of the shock troopers. They have no real anti-tank capabilities. That's actually one way to counter them, by using vehicles. That's where the T-34s come in though. Neither side having any luck in this firefight so far. And so 4J should have fired. No, never mind. Looks like the T-34 had a firefight right there. H is moving a little bit too far up. So it's a first open fire. Not do too much. H taken out. And the Panzerjägers have been suppressed and pinned. And also the Panzer IV J is immobilized. Okay, so it's stuck down there. So let's just make it an easy target for the T-34. Mthis is preparing to push again, but they're being met by a Maxim. Maybe one of them get cleared out, I think. Moving a truck up to repair the engine block. Oh, let's get it moving again. T-34 trying to push up here. Not that much to stop it. And T-34 is advancing. And I think Arthas really needs to stop being so vocal about some kind of stuff. It's a team game. If the enemies decide to push down there, that's just how it is. Looks like the Soviets are trying to push up here. Oh, Stuka gets taken out there by the T-34 on the northern flank. Not looking good for the Germans right now. They might actually manage to take out the gunner there in the pillbox if they keep that up. Transport J is trying to hold back here. And just to back off for a bit. The first SS is really running out of the units down here. Looks like the Soviets might be able to break through entirely. They just don't have any units down here anymore. And 9th SS just have the infantry. And the Ost Division has a fair few amount of units, but no vehicles. So they did manage to destroy all the Soviet vehicles that tried to push through the north, though. So we have that handled. Yeah, the Panzer IV J is not the best version of the Panzer IV, but it's serviceable. Good shot there, critical hit. It's gonna force the T-34s back. But there's no infantry to support them at the moment. I need to request some infantry from the 9th SS to be relocated down south to provide permanent support, but might not happen. Still is the first opening fire again. Throwing a T-34 and setting a forward HQ ablaze. And there's no German infantry to stop the shock troopers. You have a Panther tank being prepared, which might actually save them, but they need infantry support, and they have none. But a Panther tank is very hard to deal with. Let's see if that will be the saving grace of the southern flank. And well, the Rifle Division has finally lost the HQ here. Most Division still remains taking in and holding. They are getting an elephant, which will certainly help. Shock troopers advancing, but the Panther has reached the front line here. And this will be a problem for the Soviets if they have no anti-tank capabilities on the shock troopers. Now the shock troopers are learning that there's a Panther around. The 9th SS is supporting. And the T-34s have no chance of fighting a Panther at range. Oh, it actually didn't penetrate. The SEGA managed to penetrate. Good shot there from the Panzer IV. But the Germans need infantry down there. You need infantry to support your vehicles, and a single Panzerjäger just won't do. Because vehicles have like no sight range on their own. Like if we go like this, like they can barely see in front of them without any infantry around. Oh, is that a howitzer? Oh, yeah, it looks like the 957 Immergrün. But it's quickly being mortared by the Soviets. That howitzer will buy the Germans a little bit of time. Pulling back here to get repairs by looks of it. So some Ostrup is being relocated southwards. But the Ost Division remains holding on up here, despite all the shelling. Even if it was a move, they've both been giving a tank officers because they're that veteran. It should help them fight in tank fights. Hitting the loader there. But the Panther is ready. And the tank officers should also allow this T-34s to always keep an eye on wherever the Panther is as it advances. Panther knows where the T-34s are. I think a crew days right there. SU-5 is... Oh, it's not turning around to 8. At least not yet. So Crystal Fire is just acting with vehicles now. They have no foot troops left. You know, the Ost Division is still holding. Mthis is not getting all the vehicles, but trucks to help. They do have their infantry and support units to hold the center. At least doing that pretty well, so can we fault them for that? But lots of T-34s are being formed up here by Arthas. My plan is to try and overrun the Panther and the Panzer IV. Which technically could work, because that is a lot of tanks at once. But the Elephant is nearby. And the Elephant could turn a tank rush around pretty quickly by just firing a few well-aimed shots. So the Soviets are trying to push up here with a single T-34, but it's not really getting much headway. Panther's repaired, and Panzer IV is repaired. The Soviets are soon going to encounter the tanks again. Elephant remains around just in case. But the shock troopers have no anti-tank weapons, so they're kind of stuck out in the open like that. We do have some SS officers being called in by looks of it. But they have no infantry to spot. They don't know where the tanks are. There's like a little ambush waiting here. Elephant remains around in case. Ooh, good shot there from the SIS. Was that the captured pack? That was the SIS. Oh, the Panther's turning around! That's not what you want to do. Oh, yeah, he quickly changed that. Good. Panther turn being established. Now, that's a big deal. That is going to be very difficult for the Soviets to break through unless they manage to push. Stuck over here trying to fight. Oh, looks like the Soviets know what's happening. They don't want a Panther term set up. But the elephant is here to stop the tanks from their succeeding. So the elephant is just slowly killing T-34 after T-34. Because the T-34s cannot do anything to... Oh, we have some Siberians that snuck up! Using a captured Panzerfaust on the elephant to minimal effect. And the Panther term is soon operational. And once that happens, I think the Soviets are gonna have a hard time pushing down there. Soviets might be running out of ideas on how to push. Because if they get stalemated here, the Germans can just fortify and hold on. And support J pushing down here. Posting some of the AT weapons. Doing good high explosive at the pack. Panther ready for action again. We also have an Aufklar here to keep vision on things. Very smart. That's gonna help. There's an H-85. Panzerforce trying to get around the H-85. While the Panther takes the fire. Shock troops are trying to get in position. Now H-85 is in trouble. There it goes. Going straight through. T-34s are trying to get into action. They're gonna have a hard time here. We also have a Tiger tank being prepared by the ESS. And once they take out the AT guns, the Panther can just work without much threat to it. Like, Panthers are really hard to deal with, especially from the front. It looks like the Soviets are being stalemated. The Germans have found a way to push through. And the Soviets just cannot push in the other flanks at the moment. Panzers slowly just pushing up. Okay, V1 is doing its best. That's supposed to pull back. And the immigrants now opening fire. Ooh, and those Siberians are being cut to pieces.
Tiger tank is ready for action.
Now with a Tiger tank on the field, I think the Soviets might not be able to do much. Ooh, immigrant is being hit there. P1 is still trying to hold them back. Panther moving up again. And the German infantry coming up behind. That's a K1 down. At this point, the Soviets surrender. Looks like the Germans managed to hold the line, which will stalemate this front towards Warsaw for a while. Hope you'll enjoy it. I'll see you next one, everyone. Bye-bye.